Hi YouTube, Edward Tyndall here and Sarah Tyndall, and we are doing a DIY on my own design of the ultimate sugar glider cage. We get these shelves here. These shelves, it's got these are 20 inch I think, and another 20 inch shelf. Okay, and what I've done is I've overlapped it here. Oh yeah, here we go. It's 6 foot. Whatever the hell it is over here. But we've zip tied this.
1.8.
We've zip tied this whole thing and zip tied the other end. And then what I'm going to do is measure. Oh yeah, right here you got to zip tie. I'm not going through the whole process, but when you put the corners in there, zip tie here and overlap it. That way it keeps it from sliding. And it's going to be very, very durable. I added 2 of these together. That way I have plenty of room, and I hooked these together in the middle so you can put cage sets, like cage set from here to here or whatever. And then I'm going to measure the top from right here over to here, and then take a blade. You can cut it with whatever you got. I'm going to cut mine with a skill saw with a metal cutting blade, and I'm going to put a piece on the top, a piece on the bottom, and then I'll work on the doors here so we can be able to get in and get out. And I'll keep y'all updated as I go with this project. And then you can always go to Tractor Supply. What we're going to do is get a tray to put underneath here, like a black rabbit tray, so we can set this entire cage on the rabbit trap, newspaper or whatever you want for your bedding in the bottom, to be able to have easy cleaning. And I might even put caster wheels on this so it will stay up off the ground. Y'all stay tuned. Okay YouTube, this is what I'm using, a skill saw with one of these wheels. You can get it in the hardware store. I've pre-marked this to 40 inches. You gotta get a stable surface to cut it on. I'm going to cut that until you get over here where you can film and they can see what we're doing. Right through with no problem. So get your stable surface. Wear eye protection. Foot protection because I'm getting burning my toes.
I'll just take a grinder to it.
No, I don't need a grinder. It's a clean cut. This is 40 inches, so it'll be exactly 40 inches, and the extra piece can be used for a door. And then you cut another 40-inch piece, and you'll have another door. This is the size of the door. What's left over. Just making this up as I go along, so y'all bear with me. And the house is getting more done. Just put up a whole bunch more tin. Check it out. New tin, new wood all over. Wow. Wow. Okay, now you got to melt the sides, but don't mash it with a lighter. Hold a lighter to it, let it melt a little bit after you clip them, and that way the sugar gliders won't hurt their feet on this. And we're letting him check it out. It's not completely done yet. We still got this piece to do, but we've set up some cage toys and stuff in there, and he's checking out everything. Seems to like it, and little toys in there and stuff.
Ready.
Everything. What do you think, Sarah?
It's great. I love it.
You do love it. It's not completely done, and it's not a store-bought one, but sometimes I think the homemade stuff and DIY projects turn out better than what you get. You got a little bird, makes a noise, but yeah, this thing's gonna come together, and it's got enough room in here that we can put a big, large grapevine and let it just come up. I'm trying to show you all my hands, and you can get to everything. Be awesome. So y'all stay tuned for more future badassness. All right, YouTube, we have got some more half-size pieces now, 3 of them, and I've cut another one at 40.5 inches. This is 40.5 inches wide by 6 foot high. Get two of the 20 something inch, I forget how many inches it is, hooked together. And then I'm gonna put this at the front like that. You see how I got that in front here? That way it's a stop for the door on the top and bottom, and I'm gonna inset it, recess it in like you can see up there, right here on the top and bottom. That way the rest of it will sit flush. And we're gonna zip tie all this together, and then I will show you the finished product. Stay tuned. Okay, now you gotta watch your fingers too when you're pulling them zip tie. They can eat a hole in your finger, literally. But zip tie this all the way around. If you notice, I put this on the inside, on the top and the bottom of the cage, and I zip tied the shit out of it. The more the better. Zip ties are cheap, sugar gliders are not. So do it. And we have a sturdy frame now, as y'all can see. I'm building it with all those toys in there. But now I'm going to go forward to fasten the other pieces, and I will show you it as I go. I'm sorry this is not a more in detailed video, but I'm doing the best I can with what I got. So stay tuned, people. So much peace and love. Alright, people, real quick, I want to show y'all something very important about this when you're doing this. Get your scissors and cut about right there. This is very important now. You want to take a lighter, because you can't have that sharp edge that'll cut the shit out of a sugar glider's foot. So hold the blue part of the flame to it like that, and if you can see how it's melting down, do not, when it gets to that point right there, let go and let it cool. Do not mash it with your lighter like that. And the reason for that is you want it to be rounded, and if you mash it like this, it creates a razor blade edge all the way around. So if it's rounded, they can hit it with their feet. You're not even in center frame. You can hold it like that and not hurt. Can you see? So you want it to be smooth. So snip with that much, burn it till it gets to that point, and it will melt together, and it will forever be melted right there. Stay tuned. Alright, I have melted all of these now all the way around, and I've got these two shorter pieces, and you can see how it looks on here, how it's like that. And I just got them sitting here right now, but I'm going to use this extra lip you see here for extra support, reinforcement for all the corners, so I would not cut that off. And I'm just designing this as I go. So if y'all like it, leave in the comments, let me know. If you don't, or you have ways of improvement, let me know as well. But I'm going to just put a piece across here on the bottom. I'm going to put some caster wheels on this eventually, or some kind of wheels. I haven't got them yet, but it's a work in progress. And then I figure I'll just cut out and up to a point for the gate wherever I want, so it has a nice wide opening. Since sugar gliders stay at the top most of the time, they're going to have about this big of a piece at the top and the bottom anyway. So let me get all this zipped up, and I will show y'all more in a little bit. Stay tuned. Okay, now it should appear something like this once you get that all zipped up, and it's stoutening up really good now, and pretty sturdy. So I'm gonna have my lovely assistant.
Yay! I get to cut zip ties.
Cut zip ties, burn zip ties, and all that kind of stuff. And y'all can watch in a little bit. I'll add some more to it. I'm gonna put a piece across the bottom, piece across the top, and the door, like I said. But this is how it's going, and your badass finger at this point should look like that. If you don't wear a glove, I don't have a glove, unfortunately, so I'm gonna have a blister on top of a blister here, and then I'm getting one there. But if you do this for a living, you would have a big ass callus right there. But it's starting to come together, people. Just imagine this thing with caster wheels, and then one of them big black trays for rabbits from Tractor Supply, and wow, what a professional, badass MVP coup job. Time! Stay tuned. Right, not even in it. Alright, hold up a little bit. Alright, I got this system going where I blow this lighter while I'm lighting the other thing. So you can take turns and you pick up your flame here and blow this one. That way you can keep it moving without getting your lighters too hot. And you can keep a steady forward process going. And don't forget, do not mash them like this, because if you do, I'll show you what'll happen. If you mash that, it makes just a sharp ass razor blade on there. Right here, I'm showing what's happening. See that sharp blade around there? So you got to keep it where it does not do that. And just keep light and blow, light and blow. And you'll get there. And if you hold your lighter like this while you're doing it, or if you have a little torch, it would probably be better. I don't know though on a little torch, because it might melt it too fast. You just want to round it off and kind of meld the two together. And that's it. But it's starting to come together, people, so stay tuned. Okay, people, with the blade that I showed y'all earlier, I cut this off at Sarah's desired length. And you're going to want, if you see how that's smooth, I don't know if you can see it or not, the shiny. If it can cut you, it can cut the glider. So y'all need to test it with your own self before you put your glider in there. And y'all are going to have to get some touch-up spray paint or something to paint this with. A high quality one, I guess, because this is rubber or rubberized paint or something. I don't know exactly what it is, but I will touch it up and make it nice. My whole life is trial and error. More trials than errors, fortunately, though. So, yeah, look how that goes. And look, when you double these up, look at the little squares. Badass. Alright, so that's going to be the bottom. And there's going to be the top. We're also going to cut this out. Which I might find a different way to cut that out. If I got a pair of pliers or something, I could do it. That might be a little bit better. I don't know. Stay tuned. Alright, I have now stood it up on some wood temporarily. So it's off the ground so that I don't have caster wheels. That's what it looks like compared to Sarah. And she thinks that's going to be nice. Yeah, you can get to everything and reach everything, right?
From all over.
Okay.
If I have to turn.
That's nice.
Get it down. I get it. I'm good.
Nice. Alright, so we'll put newspaper underneath here. And I am going to eventually put the caster wheels on here so we can roll it, because it has become actually quite a bit heavy. I don't remember exactly, but I think these panels are $24 and we needed 1, 2, 3, 4 of them, 5 of them, so that's 20, 40, 60, 80, 100, and then these are about $21, so it's 120, 40, 60 bucks, 80 bucks. About 180 bucks. You can get that 5-tier crappy one for 105 bucks, or you can build a badass MVP over 10 to 1.
Right,
you are not 5'10".
Yeah,
you're like
I'm
7'2" or something.
I'm 5'10", and it's bigger than me, where you can hold up to more and have more room for them to run around and have fun in.
Yes, and you can put a shitload of them in here. So
Freddie will be happy.
yes, he will. Stay tuned, people. Peace and love. All I gotta do now is figure out how the hell to do the door and do that top part. And then I'll update y'all while we're introducing Freddie. And maybe I'll do a future update later on, because I gotta get some content out, and I know y'all hate waiting forever for some videos, so I'm gonna go ahead and release this one after I get the cage done with what I got. And then y'all just know that the only thing I don't have is the caster wheels and the tray that you can get at Tractor Supply that is appropriate size for this, which is optional, and you can always do it like that. But it looks like a pretty professional, badass looking cage, don't it?
I love it.
I love it too. Alright, stay tuned. Alright, people, I'm not gonna lie, it is a pain in the ass to a certain extent. We got this top piece on. We decided with the 2 extra pieces we're going to put a shelf here, so up high you can feed, have your water bottle coming out or whatever, or here, so it can come up and sit comfortably on something while it's eating and everything else, or them. This is a big cage, you can put a bunch of them. And we also have a shelf down here in the lower, and we might extend a ladder or something from one to the other. This is a 2-tier cage versus a 5-tier, but it's freaking huge. Badass and MVP. So now I just gotta figure out the door. Stay tuned. Okay, be sure and grind everything. You get your newspaper up there and like that. Everything, I just ground these off. Made that. And then Sarah brought something to my attention. Y'all have got to see this. This is awesome, awesome, awesome. Badass, MVP, ain't cool. Check it out, what is going on in here. I know this is a little bit off topic, but look at this beautiful girl. Never get to see her in her shed, and I guess she just now came out of shed. Awesome. That is my baby Shabalakana Bardita time. Look at that beautiful hide. And I'm going to fix it up just like I fixed this one up here. And this is from the spider ball. I will do that the same way. That's going to be absolutely gorgeous. So I'm going to get on that for a minute and while the hide is wet. Stay tuned. Well, for all my snake loving fans, my sister just got up here from Florida because of the hurricane that's down there right now. It's bad. And she brought me a normal ball with a vision cage. Check that out. She is beautiful. Stay tuned, people. Gotta love my sister. Can't resist her, girl. Okay, YouTube. When you get it to this point, I have set this up here and zip tied this, but not so tightly that it's loose. So I have an opening and closing. It'll stop right there. Cage. When there's the entryway. So you can get in here and still reach and everything. You just have to have something to fasten it shut with now. Badass. It works. So much badassness happening here. I love it. Awesome. Stay tuned.